Three, two, one, now. Welcome to another installment of the Cool Kids Table podcast. You can find all the episodes in their entirety with no ads at the coolkidstablepodcast.com. Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, the Cool Kids Table Podcast. Twitter, the Cool Kids Pod. My guest today is my boy, my dog, my brother, Philip Sanchez, one of the best people I know, one of my dearest friends. Back from episode 5, the serial killer episode. He does not want to be known as a serial killer guy, but everybody always like, dude, that episode was good. I know it was. You guys got to convince him with me to do more of those episodes. But honestly, he's a well-rounded guy. We can talk about everything and anything. And here he is, the man, the myth, the legend. Philip, say hello.
Hey, what's up, everyone? How you guys doing? Hopefully we can run it back, make it a good second episode. We had a good one going, but we cut off. We'll continue here and see where we go.
Yeah, the audience doesn't know that. Well, they do, because they did ask, like, hey, what happened to that episode with Phil? Like the other one with Ernie and Woody, like, what happened to that one?
Oh, really? People care?
Zoom.
Care about me?
Yeah. First off, fuck Zoom. I appreciate them having this free service, but still, they should. It's like they want you to pay for it so badly that they mess up your recordings, and it's happened 3 times now. And unfortunately, one of those was Philip about 3 weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago. That was a really good one we had going on.
Yeah.
And just whatever it may be, let's not dwell on the past. But here we are. Philip, how are you holding up, buddy? How's everything with you and your family?
Good, man. Just going day by day during these like legit crazy times. I feel like everyone says they're living through crazy times every decade. It's crazy times, but these are some really interesting times that we're not used to. So I mean, the last one being back in 1918 with that whole thing going on, but I mean, yeah, this is crazy. It's been interesting and everything, and then just trying to catch your news here and there. You don't want, as soon as you turn on the TV on any news, I mean, it's all you hear about. So yeah, I mean, it's been crazy out there. How you holding up?
I don't want to be a hypocrite, but now I'm like, I'm doing good, Phil. Once I was like, you know what, fuck this. I'm gonna focus on what I can focus on. You're in the group of the reading. I started reading. I'm running, and then I was past my breaking point. I'm not afraid to share with you or the audience. I had mentioned it before. I had enough income to last me 8 weeks, and 8 weeks came and went, and I was like, fuck, I need to figure something out. Sold a few personal belongings on the eBay, and then put a little money together, and I started this little side project. And ever since then, I feel like I'm so focused on that. First and foremost on Abby, right? I think it goes without saying, but I think I gotta say it so just to establish so people know. People like, oh no, you don't, yeah. No. First and foremost her. Then I found it myself, and then I got this little stupid project going, and it's just so fucking time consuming that I don't have time to sit and assess what's going on. Like, don't get me wrong, I was not going out. I was not doing any of that. Now that I'm going out, I got gloves on, I got my mask, I got all that. And even though in the episode before, I was like, yeah, I'm not going out at all. Now I feel like it's not a necessity, but at the same time, if I get my car taken away, if they suspend my license because I'm not paying my dues that they do in court type thing, there goes my livelihood. And then I know people are going to say, oh, well, it's a cop-out, it's a this. Like, some people got $1,200. I got friends that lost their job, and now they're making more on unemployment than they were doing work. And I get no benefits. I get nothing. I get less than nothing. I get bills on top of bills. And I get threats saying, if you don't pay by this day, you're going to get this taken away, So I just had to do what I had to do, which was do this. And now I'm like, there's new headaches, right? Because now it's the pressure's on me. If I don't sell, then this was the last of my income. And I kind of feel like, in a weird way, I don't want to say proud, but just kind of I bet on myself. And as of right now, I'm playing with house money. If it goes to shit, I was already in a shitty spot. So it can't get worse. So it's kind of like playing with house money. So I'm like, I'm just gonna go with it as far as I could. If it goes to shit, then it doesn't really feel that bad because I was already there. But at least I went out swinging. And I don't know. I feel like it's been a weird 2 weeks. It's been there's me and my brother were just talking about this a few months ago because I was telling him about somebody had asked me to train them to bartend. Like on the weekend, I'll pay you like $300 to show me. And I'm like, what am I going to show you? It's not like a bar where we have all these liquors and people trying that. Like, I don't know. And then me and him were just having this conversation going about like, don't you feel like everything that you've learned over the years has prepared you for now? And I was like, yeah, 100. Like I did the whole hat thing. Like it was profitable. I don't know many people that will walk away from a profitable business, but I was like, yeah, it makes profit. And not that to say, oh, if it made X amount, I would have been comfortable being away from my daughter. But at the time, I would do this doesn't justify me being away from my daughter. I do not, it doesn't make sense. Maybe the better way to say would have been like, if it made enough money for me to quit my regular job, I would have been comfortable doing it. But it was just another job for me pretty much. So I said, you know what, even though it's profitable and I make money, I'd much rather spend my weekends off with her as opposed to be working 7 days a week. And some people were like, that's crazy. And I'm like, I talked about it on the episode with Fabian. And I was like, to me, it was like, this is not a decision at all. This is just what I need to do. Like, I ran the numbers. I can't quit my job. I can't rely solely on this. So this is going away. Like all that little extra income, I'll be fine without it. I was fine without it before. Maybe one day when I'm rich and I can pay somebody to stand out there and do that thing for me, then yeah. And as far as now, that's what I told him. Like, I feel like whatever I do next is going to take a long time to grow because I'm going to do it the right way. So what's been happening in the last 2 weeks has been like, whoa, because I did not, I'm not dumb, right? I know I have a lot of good relationships, a lot of listeners, a lot of fans, a lot of fucking friends, acquaintances, buddies, whatever you want to call it. And even then I was like, all right, I'm going to plan for this. And it exceeded any and all expectations. So it's been kind of humbling in a way, see the support. And I think my other brother, like my friend's having a show, we're going to that show. My friend's doing this, we're going to support it. Like, it's not because I ever intended them for one day to repay me, but I think that's what friends do. And I feel like I've done it with so many people that they're just like, you got to kind of throw him a bone, he's always there for us type of thing. And so I was like, not that that's why we do it, but that's kind of like what happens when you do it, I feel like. And I don't know, I don't want to sound ungrateful in a way, but I just kind of like, I feel like that's what friends do. Yeah. And to some other people, they're like, dude, we talked about the haters on the episode that didn't get whatever. I started just, people ask me for tips, like the randomest tips about like, how do you get engagement? I'm like, dude, I can't do it for you, but I could show you what I do. So I just throw out random like things that work for me. Like, dude, look at this. This worked for me. You try it, might not work. And the same thing, people are like, dude, how did you get so many people to come out? I'm like, you're seeing what I'm doing. I'm taking pictures. I'm standing out there. I'm not afraid to, like, my personal one, I'll be like, hey, it's 3 a.m. and I'm still here fucking chopping up cucumbers to have everything ready for the morning. And people like that shit. That's why I tell people, give them a behind the scenes look. So they you're there from 2 to 7. Little do they know you're on 3 hours sleep, and then you get home at 11 and it's to come work, and
no, I mean, it's all content and business is crazy, like everyone assumes that since you sold a certain amount of money, your gross revenue is like whatever, like $5,000, that's what you're pocketing, but there's so much more that goes into that. And there's so much strategy and planning that you have to actually do to say, this is a product that I'm going to put out there, and this is what I expect to return off of it. Because if you're not, no matter how good your product is, I mean, it could be the greatest, 3-star Michelin rated, type of food, but if you're not making money with it, then there's nothing, it's not sustainable. It's going to go out of business, and that's it. you've got to look into that and strategize like as you have been. And that's awesome to see, you know, and showing all that behind the scenes that you have been showing. I mean, it's good, you know, all that engagement stuff that I've been seeing that you put it on your Instagram stories and stuff. That's like stuff I've been taking notes of, because you know, it's stuff I didn't know. I mean, when I went to business school, I don't know if anyone knows, you know, I got my MBA at Cal State LA, and it's like the business environments, it's an ever changing dynamic. You know, what's working now is not going to work in 5 years, you know what I mean? And looking back 5 years, like every single year, it's a whole different thing, a whole different technology coming out, a whole different customer base as you get new consumers, you know, with money to spend on the items that you're out there selling, and finding ways to connect with those consumers that are willing to buy your product. I mean, it's ever changing. I mean, Instagram has really helped out businesses to establish themselves, to start and to grow, you know. I mean, I think that's, if you're a starting business and you're not on Instagram and using those tips that you're showing, then you're already putting yourself in, you know, a few steps back behind others that are already doing it. I mean, it's not even a technique to use now. It's like what you must use just to get, you know, be on the same playing field as everyone else. And like with us, you know, as you know, I don't know if anyone else knows, but you know, I've started a driving school as a side project with my brother and my cousin, a student first driving school. Our Instagram is S1 Driving, and you know, we're servicing this area, SGV area, and stuff like that. But you know, what we saw is there was a need out there, and there's always a need for a certain product, and what we're doing is like, you know, driving education for students that need to get their permit, or for people that are that just have never driven before, and don't feel comfortable driving with someone that isn't trained in teaching people how to drive. You know, we've all driven with, I don't know about your experience, but when I started driving, I drove with my dad, and sometimes with parents we have certain dynamics, certain relationships, and you don't take criticism well from like you know, those people that are really close to you there. So I mean, that's why we, you know, this is a good, you know, product for someone that needs to learn, and needs to learn from someone professionally. So I mean, what we saw is a need, and it's how do you say, it's a new customer base coming every single year, you know, as people get of age to be able to drive. I mean, there's always going to be a new influx of students, you know, and that's like one of the things that you have to look at when you're starting a business, you know, is your customer base and how long is this sustainable for. You know, in the food industry like you're doing, it's, I mean, people have to eat, you know, I mean, so regardless, people have to put a certain amount of calories into their bodies. Now, where am I going to get those calories from? Or, you know, some people eat just to you know, sustain themselves and for like fitness or whatever it is. Some people eat for enjoyment, you know, but like that's a need that's always going to be there. So it's like, it's smart to get into that industry that you're getting into, and with the skills that you have. I mean, I'll tell you, I tried it on Friday, and I'm a huge fan of shrimp cocktails. Um, you know, I've tried different ones, different places, and they're hit and miss, you know? So when I tried yours, man, it was like, it was everything I expected a bomb-ass shrimp cocktail to taste like, you know? And I bought my wife one, I bought myself one, and my brother got one as well, and we all enjoyed it. And I mean, I was already craving one after I finished it. You know, it's 5 stars out of 5 stars. It was on point. I was a little bloated after because I drank all my juice and my wife's juice, because she doesn't ever drink the rest of the juice with her cereal or whatever it is. You know, she throws that out. But like, so I was bloated because the juice was too good. You know, I couldn't throw it out. I was like, dude, this is fire. You know, it was good, man. So if anyone's interested, you know, this episode's brought to you by Fish, PHIZH, and S1 Driving. But yeah, no, you got to check this place out. You know, follow Hector's personal page. You can't go wrong, especially in this heat, these summer months coming up. It's going to be perfect, man. Perfect.
I appreciate that, man. But yeah, I mean, luckily, fortunately, you know, I've been doing this for a while. I've been in and out of the restaurant industry, both as, you know, people know me bartending, I've done sous chef, I've done cook, I've done prep, I've done, you know, and believe it or not, it's not something that I've always enjoyed just because I don't like the type of management sometimes you deal with in the restaurant industry, not because of the job, but more of the people. And as I've mentioned lately, you know, like even though I didn't really talk about it, one of the jobs I've been doing lately was cooking and just dealing with the type of egos that are in the kitchen. And me trying to be not egotistical, trying to be a better person, letting that type of thing go. It's just kind of like, that's not like a good environment for that thing, because no matter what, if you get praise or something, they feel like it's a knock on them. Like, hey, you did good today, Philip. It's like, oh, that means I didn't do good. It's like, no, dude. Yeah. And so it was just kind of like, that's how I was like, dude, I clock in, I clock out. And that's one of the things where I said, you know what? As of now, I have no employees. I have helpers. But I'm going to make this an enjoyable experience for them so that they want to do this. They don't feel like it's a chore. They don't feel like whatever. Because I've been in this so long that I know that these things become tedious, becomes repetitive. So I just want to let them have fun with it, let them enjoy themselves. And I think, honestly, it might sound cliche, but the love goes into the food. People are happy to do this for you. It doesn't feel like, oh, I have to be here. Oh, I have to do it. It's like, I'm choosing to do this. I'm choosing to be here. There's other options out there. I'm doing this. You know, like somebody's all angry because they fucking rather be at home watching TV. Those onions are just getting slaughtered. You know, it's not like that simple. Yeah. And
if I get a chunky onion, I'll know.
Yeah, the energy, you know, the energy that goes into that, it's all hate. So then when people say, what's the secret ingredient? I was telling them love. They laugh. But
well, that's why mom's cooking is always the best, man.
Exactly. And so it's just something, you know, we'll see how it goes. Thank you for that awesome review. But yeah, it's just the menu's expanding this week. And I mean, I don't know where it's going to go, but I'm just excited to be here. You know, I'm here for the journey. If it goes to shit, then man, I went down swinging. That's all, you know, that's all I'm aiming for. Like, hey man, I'm going to do my best, give it my all. I'm tired, but I'm tired when I'm at work. So what's the difference? You know, like if I could do it for somebody else, I could do it for myself.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's something that's sustainable because one, you have a product that's good, like a staple that people are going to crave, that want. But I get what you're saying. Like you can't keep just that one product forever, you know, because people either get tired of it or now they just don't want it as much if they've had it a few times. They're kind of like, all right, well, I'll take a break from it. But the good thing with food is that you have different people coming at different times. So like, you know, if I go this week and maybe wait another 2 weeks or a month, you know, there's just a staggering of people coming in. There's always going to be people that want it. So it's just a matter of you knowing yourself and knowing the business and kind of, I mean, it's statistics is always going to take a play in it. So, I mean, it's good to document, you know, on a weekend by weekend basis, like, are the numbers going up, going down? Like at what time am I selling out versus what time was I selling out the week prior? So you can kind of start seeing a gauge of where your customers are going so that you can then adjust your product. Cause like, as you know, and as your product is fresh and you can taste it, I mean, it's something that you take pride in, and it's not like you're going to offer that same shrimp cocktail like 2 days after, you know what I mean? You want whatever you made for that shift to run out. So, you know, just planning it accordingly like that, it's going to keep you sustainable so that you're not getting in debt or you're not losing money. But also, as you're saying, like, you know, to adapt and to add new things, like, you know, at that point, then you're bringing people that just want to eat food, you know, that know your food's good and they're just going to keep coming back, whether it's for that shrimp cocktail or whatever your next things are. I mean, they put these restaurant or these customers put trust in the restaurant or the chef, you know, not so much that one product, you know. So, you know, if you're saying like, I'm going to offer this, then they're going to be willing to try that, you know, because they trust in you. So I think it'll be good, man. You're onto something, and wish you nothing but the best on it.
I appreciate that. Thank you. And tell me more about S1 driving. I think I went one time when you and your cousin and your brother were talking about it. Me and David were supposed to record it, but it got too late. So we said, we'll do it tomorrow. And I happened to hang out for a beer, and you guys were right there, like with your notebooks. I was like, ooh, something fancy's going on. And you guys were talking about that game that you guys play indoors.
I think that was actually ours.
Was it yours?
Yeah, no, that was mine. I remember because, yeah, I had told you to come at 10 or whatever, and then we ended up starting like at almost like 11:30, but we didn't finish till like 2 something. I mean, it was cool. You know, it was good. Everything was all good, drinking and everything. But yeah, no, that was ours. So that was kind of like the initial stages of us even talking about it. You know, we saw needs, and we just were like, yeah, let's do it. Oh, so my cousin, he's the head instructor. So when you're starting a driving school, you actually need a head instructor that has a certain amount of hours logged into, you know, actually teaching students. You can't just out of the blue say, hey, I'm going to open up a driving school. So you get people that are actually interested in it and have actually learned, you know, the behind the scenes and learned how to actually teach people. So it's cool that they did that. So my cousin, he came up to us with the idea, you know, and he trusted our, you know, skill sets that we had, mine being in business, my brother David, as you know, being artistic and very talented in that sense. And you know, my cousin just knowing the business. So we were just kind of like, dude, it's perfect. Like every business, there's at the beginning stages where you're not making any money. So you try to plan out and say, you know, well, we got to keep costs low at the beginning and really penny pinch and, you know, putting hours and stuff like that to establish it. But so, yeah, so we're good. We're on, you know, we've been trending upwards. Well, starting from like the beginning of the year, like we had a certain amount of sales, and then in February and March, we were starting on that. We were just like upticking, you know, we were starting to fill up the slots. I mean, the weekly schedules were filling up. It was exciting. And then this whole thing happened with Corona. So we're just kind of, you know, playing it by ear and, you know, waiting for everything to calm down so that we can start engaging with customers again. But what we offer is driving lessons. So you need to have 3 lessons in order to get your permit to then get your driver's license when you know, have your permit for a few months. So you can find out all the details on our website, S1 Driving. Damn, that's a good question. I always forget it because we have so many different, but our Instagram is S1 Driving. It's pretty easy to find. You've probably seen me like shouting it out on my page. But I believe it's Student First Driving School. Jesus Christ. One sec. Sorry, guys.
No.
This is important. You guys need to know the website. Yeah. Like, it's drivingschoolca.com. That is our website. Driving School CA for California.com. So you could check us out there, get all the info that you need. We're servicing the SGV area. Great quality service. I mean, our instructor is amazing. So he's going to provide a great lesson to anyone. So if you know anyone, you know, share it, shout it out. You know, if you know anyone, shoot them our way, and definitely, you know, give them some good service for sure.
That's beautiful, man. And it's all about, you know, that's all community work too. That's all preparing the young adults for the real world.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. And I mean, you got to have people safe out there, you know, it's crazy. But yeah. Let's see here. Yeah. So how you doing with the challenges? I mean, books wise, man, you good thing you started this, because you're really like pushing me to read. You know, I've always wanted to read. Obviously, when I was going to school, I didn't have any time to read at all. It was just textbooks, boring. And I always told myself, as soon as I'm done with this, I'm reading what I want to read. And then a year passed by, 2 years passed by, and I was just, you know, different things, kids, career, whatever it is. You just, you know, there's TV shows on, so you're just like, hey, I'm going to check this out. But like, this challenge is like, it's cool because, like you said, we're all kind of like motivating each other to read these books. And I find myself, you know, late at night just flipping through pages. So you're pushing me to read books. I've already read 4. I'm not on pace, but I got to kind of adjust and pick the books that I want to read. But I've had some good ones, man. Really good ones.
I was way off pace. I didn't read my first one. Actually, when we did the episode, I had just finished book 1. And so I did 0 through April. But then in the first week of May, I did 2. And since then, I've done one. So I'm on 3 completed. So I'm like, okay, all I need is another good month. Not saying it has to be June or July, but I'll be at 6. Like it's comfortable, you know. Zero was kind of like, oh man. But then I saw that I could do 2 in a week. And I was like, okay. So I just need to turn it on here and there, you know. And, you know, there's so many things going on, but that was the whole point. You know, it's not like the running. I did fucking 24 miles like in a 6-day period. So I'm like, okay, if I need to turn it on, I turn it on. It's been kind of like so many things going on at once. I feel like I'm almost got to focus 1 month, say, to just reading. This month I'm not going to worry about nothing else but reading. And I'll probably do 6-7 books, or same thing with running. So I'm just trying to kind of balance everything because, you know, the water, 100 ounces a day, clockwork, like it's nothing to me now. It's like easy, you know. The challenge was 65, but now I'm just like 100 is cool. I can do 100. Meditation, chill. I call it like almost like a me time. Because I don't know if I'm meditating properly, Phil. Like, probably not. People that meditate probably.
Well, I mean, you just in your thoughts, you know what I mean? Like you're just trying. I mean, the whole point of meditation. I mean, maybe. I mean, I'm not sure. I've never really done it, but I imagine it's to just get into your mind and relax, and to pause all outside or external thinking from stuff that's going on out there. You know what I mean? Like from all these distractions from work or from like responsibilities that you have, and just focus on yourself and like what you want to accomplish in your life or in the next week or in the next month. You know, like it's all about self-reflecting. And I mean, that's huge. I need to do that. I haven't done it. I didn't jump to that challenge, but I got to do that, man. That's very important.
And I mean, not to be like, oh, look at me. But people tell me, dude, like especially the last 2 weeks with everything going on with, you know, I share the podcast, not the successes, but kind of like, look at this is happening, guys. Because I feel like some people are still like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, look at this. Like look. And I talked about it on an episode with Andrew. Like, dude, this might be the peak. I saw Izzy 2 Sundays ago. I was like, dude, I think I'm at my peak right now. Like, this is crazy. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, people message me like, what are you doing? How are you doing this? You know? And now with this whole fucking food thing, everybody's like, dude, everything's going your way. I'm like, no, man. Things have gone so not my way for so long that I said, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. Go listen to episode 2020 Vision. I said, I'm going to read. I'm reading. I said, I'm going to run. I'm running. I said, I'm going to meditate. I'm meditating. I said, I'm going to drink my water. I'm drinking my water.
What am I doing? Stop drinking the beer.
I did not drink beer. I stopped for sober April, remember? You told me, you're like, dude, it's going to be tough. I was like, I got to do it. I said I was going to do this shit. I got to do it.
I'm doing back-to-back June, July.
Do it.
I'm just going to knock it out.
Oh, fuck, 4th of July.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's going to be a different 4th of July this year.
Yeah.
But, no, I mean, I think that one was tough. I mean, especially you know what's crazy with this whole quarantine thing? And, like, I think all of us we didn't know how long it was going to take, right? I mean, was it going to be a month? At first, when everything was kind of introduced, it kind of seemed like, all right, till the end of the month of, it was till the end of the month. And then I know the president was, you know, Trump was saying about Easter, like, you know what I mean? Like, so like, I think we all kind of got lazy or kind of just said, well, everything will be back to normal. Like, let's just chill. Like, I stopped working out. Like, I was eating late. I was staying up, eating, you know, stuff that I wasn't even hungry, but I was just like, you know, I'm going to eat this and that. And then once everything gets back to normal, we're going to hit the ground running. And then it extended again. Yeah, hello?
No, you kind of went there for a second, but you were good.
Okay, yeah, so, like, I feel like since it's the timeline has been extending and really no one knows, you know, you've had to, like, self-reflect and be like, oh, shit, like, I got to figure this out for now, you know, like, because if I just keep going the way I'm going, like, I'm just going to, like, lose it, you know what I mean? So, like, myself, I started working out again and eating better, but, I mean, I was off the rails for, like, two months, and at the beginning, like, going back to why I even discussed this was, like, when it first started, I was like, oh, well, I'm at home, I'm chilling, like, I'm gonna you drink more, you know, like I'm not going out. I'm just like, I would buy beer and just be drinking it here, day drinking, whatever. And just drinking, like, cause it was, you know, it was cool. I mean, we're just chilling at home right now and not doing anything, but then you got to kind of reassess everything. Be like, hey, this could go for longer. We don't know. And you can't just continue cause you're just going to go off the rails, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like everyone, like even yourself too, like now you're starting these new businesses or whatever it is, but I feel like people are putting their focus back into what they need to, like their day-to-day lives, where the first month of this was like everyone was just kind of spaced out. I mean, everyone.
First week, dude, I tell you, I gained 10 pounds in a week. Like I even made that fucking like poll, like, hey, are you guys? I know everybody gained weight. Like, are you over 5 pounds or are you over 10? Because it was like everybody's overweight right now. And then the second week was when I started podcasting. So I was like, dude, if I take a break, say a month, this like I didn't know at the time that it was gonna go so long, brother. If I take a break right now, coming out of it, it's not gonna be in my routine. That's why I kind of wanted to do it, just to make that routine. Like, all right, I'm still podcasting. Who would have known it would have blown up during the quarantine, dude? And I almost didn't do it just because I was just like, it'll give me something to do, something to look forward to. And fortunately, you know, it's kind of taken off a bit. It's been fun. It's been a little weird, you know, type of.
But you know how you say, you're saying like you feel like you may have hit your peak. I don't know. I kind of feel against that, because the thing is, like, these people that have listened, that are listening, they weren't people that were listening before, you know. But the thing is that everyone has their commute and their downtime, so they discovered you during this whole period where, you know, they may have not discovered you, and now they know of you, so they're like, hey, I'm gonna keep following this person because I like the content and what they're talking about and the guests that come on. And so I feel like you'll hold on to that base, and then the base that goes back to work, or that commutes, not going back to work because everyone's working, but that commute, like myself, like I haven't kept up with many of them. I mean, here and there, but I want to listen to all of them, and I will once, you know, I get to drive the hour that I get to drive back home, you know. So I feel like a lot of people are going to catch up on that. And I think you're hitting a stride, not so much a peak, you know. So I have confidence in what you're doing.
Maybe to better phrase it, like my peak right now, like during quarantine, like I
I
felt like,
see.
yeah, like not like all time. I just mean like right
Oh,
now,
okay.
with things opening back up, I felt like, okay, this is it, because now they're, you know, stage 2. So now those people that were sitting at home that had 6 hours, you know, watch Netflix at 4, and they're like, oh fuck, I'm bored. Let me listen to this bullshit for an hour and a half. Now they're not doing that, you know, because now they're driving to work. Now they're going to the park. Now they're going to the bar, whatever. That's what I mean as like long term, no. But I just mean right now, I feel like this is it, because it's just like those hours in the day. Now they're going to be used differently, you know. And that's what I mean as far as like the peak. I meant like this, that everything going out, they do, it hit a perfect stride. Everything, Australia, everything was just like, I was like, this is it. Like, I don't think it's gonna get better than this, because it's just so, at the moment, unsustainable. You know, like this is just a perfect storm of listeners. You know, like I got, quote unquote, a famous guy on here, quote unquote, somebody from fucking 17 time zones away. You know, and then the people that were like, I don't know, because I get a lot of those like, do people really listen to these? I'm like,
Yeah.
hey man, like I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. Some people enjoy it. Just like some people like Friends. Some people like that 70s show. Things that I personally don't fucking love. And I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get why the fan base is there. Some people feel that way about this shit. They don't love it like to listen to every single episode, every single minute, but they'll go back and listen to it a week later, you know? So I was like, hey man. So those people will then, that's why I would say haters, because I'm like, those people will then go and listen to it to see what the fuck are they listening for. But that's not my audience. So they might listen to one episode, be, yep, I don't get it, and go away. And that's why like the spikes will come in waves. Like people will check it out after I make those posts, because they'll be like, what the fuck is it about this thing? Or like, I don't think that, like, I'm just being kind of a douche. Like they're not haters. They're just like, I don't get it. You know, who'll be like, I guess you have your type of audience. I'm like, yeah, I've said my demographic. People between 25 to 35, male, usually of brown in color, upper lower class, lower middle class, you know, that area where they find me relatable. If it's a fucking white guy making six figures, me and him will have nothing in common. So why would he listen to me? But if those people that grew up in the ghetto, grew up in the hood, not just in Monte, not just in Bowen Park, but in surrounding areas, in the hoods in San Diego, in the hoods in New York, in the hoods in fucking Chicago, hey, that guy sounds like me, you know? Yeah, he's fucking speaking English, but he has that little fucking Wiener accent. His stories, you know, about fucking growing up in the hood, having friends from the hood. Uh-oh, my internet connection is unstable. Can you hear me all right? No, mine. You're good. It was mine. Can you hear me all right?
What's up, man?
Can you hear me all right?
Sorry, yeah. No, I was hearing you, but it was cutting off. So, yeah, okay. No, I can hear you now. Just moving a little bit, but.
And so, you know, that's why, like I said, like you said, you find, I call it my niche, but like with food, I'm like, dude, I'm on top of this. I have a little cheat sheet there. I'm like, okay, nobody's really here between 3 and 4. It's like, as soon as I set up, they're here. And then it'll give me time to post up, you know, all the stories that people are tagging me on or whatever. And then they fucking, we're having technical difficulties. Let me check in on Philip.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, no,
okay.
Yeah. No, it cut off, but no, we're good. We're back. We're back.
We're back. All right, we're live. And no, man. And so I just kind of, I try to look at the data, right? It's data pretty much like, okay, what kind of people are coming? Okay, how did you find me? People are like, oh, I saw you on Snapchat. I don't have a Snapchat for the page or me personally. So I'm like, I wonder who's putting me on Snapchat, but I don't mind, right? I'm just curious because like, for me to be found somewhere that I'm not promoting myself is, okay, this is good. This is good. It's something that they're, because I told them, hey, make sure you share on your Instagram. Hey, make sure you, but if you're promoting on other things, then that's just kind of like, is that somewhere where I need to be, right? Like the whole, like what you said earlier, if you're not on Instagram, you're fucking up. What if I'm not on Snapchat? Am I fucking up? Can you hear me, Phil?
Yeah, it's just choppy, man.
We could do this some other time, Phil.
No, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Okay. I mean, I'm good with the internet. I don't know if it's your connection, but I mean, I feel like I'm fine.
I feel like, because I only got a little quick alert. It said your internet connection is unstable, but then I checked it and I'm good. I'm at.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. All right. Okay. But yeah, no, like you're right. I mean, you gotta just reach out to all kinds of different avenues as you can. You know, social media avenues, and just get that word out there. And you know, I think the good thing with you is that a lot of people like you, you know, and you've kept in touch with a lot of people, you know, through the years. So you have that base that actually cares or is interested in what you're doing. So when you come out with something like, you know, you have a big base that's ready to, like, you know, help you out, you know, ride with you and you know, and trust you in whatever you're providing, you know.
I trip out on that shit. I'm like, I'm a piece of shit. Like, I find it funny. Like, dude, I mean, like, why? Like, you know, have I consider myself, or I try to be, not consider myself, I try to be a good friend. I try to be a good, whatever, maybe good co-worker, good. I'm like, that's crazy, you know, like the amount of support I get sometimes. I'm like, why? And I try to attribute it to something in particular, but I honestly don't know. Like, without sounding like a douche, I'm like, I'm just a regular dude. Like, I'm nothing special. I said it before. I said on the show, like, I'm nothing special. I just fucking, I'm not afraid to share my opinion. You know, I don't agree with it. I'll tell you, like, I don't agree with what you're saying. And I don't know, maybe somebody told me over the weekend, like, because you're real or you're genuine. And I'm like, is that so uncommon that, not to say that I am real or genuine, but is that so uncommon that people feel like I don't know what the term I'm looking for, but it's like, for lack of a better term, like they owe me something just because I've always kept it real with them. Like I've always, I don't even know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. I see you.
Yeah.
No, I don't see you. It's like the Blair Witch Project.
But no, but yeah, no, man, that's
Am I choppy?
good. That's good.
Phil? Hello? Am I choppy?
Yeah. Hello?
Is it me? Yo, Phil.
Heck,
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Is it me that's choppy?
I think so, man.
Let me jump to the other side.
You wanna end this on? Let's end this on part 1, and then just run it back on part 2.
Part 2, like right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So this will be part 1 then, and I'll hit you with the part 2 right now.
Alrighty.